In this lesson, we're going to be focusing on how to solve system of simultaneous equations using inverse matrix method. So as we are given these equations to solve, the first step we're going to take is to represent this in matrix format. So we're going to represent the coefficients of x and y in a matrix. The coefficients of x here are A and D. Then the coefficients of y are B and A. We're going to multiply it with the variables that we're looking for, which are x and y, and then equate it to the constants, which are C and F. So next is to find the value of x and y. So x and y is given by the inverse of this coefficient matrix, which is A, B, D, and E, multiplied by the constants C and F. So if we solve the inverse of this matrix, we multiply it with the constants. That will give you the value of x and y. Let's solve the following questions. So as we are given 2x minus 3y is equal to minus 1, and then minus x plus 4y is equal to 8 to solve using inverse matrix method. So this is equation 1 and then equation 2. So solution. The first step is to represent this in a matrix format. So we start with the coefficients of x and y. The coefficients of x are 2 and negative 1. Then the coefficients of y are minus 3 and 4. So we're going to multiply this with the variables that we're looking for, which are x and y, and then equate it to the constants, which are negative 1 and 8. So the next step is now the value of x and y, which is going to give us, we find the inverse of this problem matrix, 2 minus 3 minus 1 and 4, the inverse, and then multiply it with the constants, which are minus 1 and 8. So let's find the inverse of this matrix. So the inverse of this matrix, that is 2 minus 1 minus 3 and 4. The inverse is given by 1 over determinant of this matrix into, we are going to switch 2 and 4. So we have 4 and 2. And then we're going to add negative sign to both minus 3 and minus 1. So negative times negative 3 will give us positive 3. Then negative times negative 1 will give us 1. Alright. So the determinant of this matrix is going to be equal to 2 times 4 minus, that is 2 times 4 minus the product of minus 3 and minus 1. So this is minus 3 times minus 1. So 2 times 4 is 8 minus negative 3 times negative 1 is simply equal to 3. And then 8 minus 3 is equal to 5. So we have that the inverse of this matrix is given as 1 over the determinant, which is equal to 5 into 4, 1, 3, and 2. So we're going to replace this matrix here. We're going to replace this with this, and then multiply this with negative 1 and 8. So we have that x, y is equal to this, which is 1 over 5 into 4, 1, 3, and 2, multiplied by minus 1 and 8. So the order of this our matrix here is 2 by 2, that is 2 rows and 2 columns, whereas the order of this is 2 by 1, which is 2 rows and 1 column, 2 by 1. So since the number of rows of the first matrix is equal to the number of columns of the second matrix, this matrix can be multiplied, and in the end we are going to get a matrix of the order 2 by 1. Alright, so let's go ahead and multiply these two matrices. So we have that 1 over 5 into, we have 4 times negative 1, which is 4 times negative 1, plus 3 times 8, plus 3 times 8, and then we have 1 times negative 1, 1 times negative 1, plus 2 times 8, plus 2 times 8. So this is equal to 1 over 5 into 4 times negative 1 is minus 4, and then 3 times 8 is 24. Then 1 times negative 1 is minus 1, plus 2 times 8 is 16. So we have that 1 over 5 is into minus 4 plus 24 is going to give us 20, and then minus 1 plus 16 is going to give us 15. So 1 over 5 times 20 is going to give us, that's the same thing as 20 over 5, which is going to give us 4, and then 1 over 5 times 15, which is the same thing as 15 over 5, is going to give us 3. Alright, so the value of x and y is equals to 4 and 3, and so x is equals to 4, y is equal to 3. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos and share with your friends. Have a nice day.